Just curious, the team has fallen off a little bit on the defensive end this year.
A little bit.
Yeah, just curious, if you were to circle back to one thing changing from last year to this year in terms of where the failings have been, what would you like to improve most before the playoffs?
Oh, it'll be the three-point defense. You know, I mean, I think it always starts in transition. You know, I think we've had our issues in transition. Go back to the last game against the Lakers. They had 33 fast break points to our 9. And obviously we had 22 turnovers for 39 points. I mean, think about those two numbers right there. That's crazy. But last year I think we were second maybe in three-point makes allowed per game. And this year we're not probably +3 made threes allowed per game difference. That's 9 points. So I think that's a big part of it. If I could change one thing, it would be let's get back to being one of the elite three-point defensive teams in a league where teams are trying to shoot more and more threes.
Last year, between defending the title and chasing a seed, you admitted to us a couple weeks ago you guys were kind of exhausted by the end of that Minnesota series. Now it's so clumped together between like the 2 and the 5. How do you approach that while trying to make sure your best guys are fresh when you get to the postseason?
Well, no one's fresh. Not one team entering the playoffs is going to be fresh. 2 years ago, we had the luxury of resting guys down the stretch. And I'm sure Cleveland and OKC, they're so far ahead, they'll have that same luxury. But everybody else, everybody's going to be beat up, lots of bumps and bruises. But you just got to try to manage the last 16 games as best as possible. 9 home, 7 road, 11 against teams that are 500 or higher. So you look at our schedule, and all the teams around us, we play. We have Memphis one more time. We have the Lakers 2 more times. Houston 2 more times. Golden State 2 more times. Minnesota 1 more time. So that's where, like on days like yesterday and this morning, you try to give our guys as much rest as possible and get them off. Nick's going to beat somebody up. Yeah, my money's on Nick O'Hare, man. My money's on Nick. Guy lives in the weight room. But to your question, on a serious note, so yes, we want to try to be as smart as we can, but at the same time, you win a game tonight, you go to second. You lose a game tonight, you can go to fifth. And we have to navigate that within these last 16 games, and by also trying to keep an eye on the health and availability of our top players.
I realize their injury report might change this a little bit, but how did you guys prepare given the way that they defended Nikola specifically last game?
Well, I mean, we've been talking about it ever since. We've seen a few teams try to employ similar strategies. And just, the number one thing is, since the All-Star break, we're 6-5. We have the number 27 ranked defense. So if you want to not see all that stuff, get some damn stops, because you can't do all that if you're rebounding and you're running. And again, I said going into the last time we played this team, win the transition game, and we got our butts kicked that night. So we have to get back to being a team that can dominate in transition. We lead the league in that category, but since the All-Star break, that number has dipped. In our losses, it goes all the way down to 16 fast break points per game. But if Nicola's going to garner that much attention, which he does every night, and that's why it's truly incredible when you think about what he's doing this year, playing the best basketball of his career, and seeing, and what he said to me, I've never seen this kind of defense. It's crazy, but guys have to step up, make plays, shoot the ball with confidence, attack the basket, and most importantly, we have to space and read and react without any hesitation.
You've talked about this before. Defense doesn't end until you get to rebound. Some of the games where you guys are struggling, like last game, you get too many points up on second chance points. But that would also then, in turn, hurt the fast breaking. Is rebounding, especially defensive rebounding, one of the biggest keys for you to be better defensively and better to get out and run?
There's no doubt. You always have to finish off the possession with the gang rebound, and to give up, what was the number, 29 second chance points on 12 offensive rebounds, which is a crazy stat. But now you can play great defense for 22 seconds. The shot's taken, you ball watch, they get an offensive rebound, they kick it out, they make a three. Very deflating. And then also, to your point, that's one less opportunity we have to rebound the ball, advance pass, attack before they can get set, and put pressure on the rim. we still lead the league in fast break and paint points per game, but we haven't been as consistent out of the break because of the quality of opponents that we're playing. And we got to find a way to bring that no matter who we're playing each and every night.
What do you hope to see from Peyton Watson between now and the end of the season?
Consistency. Yeah, consistency. I mean, his first game in OKC, this past back-to-back, didn't think he was great. Second game in OKC, he was outstanding. And then against Minnesota, I thought he was just kind of out there, to be honest. So for Peyton Watson, consistency is the greatest challenge of any young player. And Peyton's still a young player. We love how much potential he has, what he's shown us this year, defensively and offensively. But for a young player, he's just got to bring that energy each and every night, which I know he's capable of.
Michael, Bronny's back with the Lakers after spending some time with the G League, and look at the injury report. Who knows? Maybe there'll be minutes for him tonight. I'm curious your thoughts about some of the commentary around him. You're a second-generation NBA coach. He's a second-generation NBA player. I doubt you had the same type of people talking about your career early on the way.
No, you can take the doubt. I didn't. I mean, LeBron James and Bronny is not the same as Brendan Malone and Michael Malone. And I love my father, but very, very different. All I can say is let Bronny be Bronny, man. Like I've said this before. And I respect LeBron, because at the end of the day, he's a dad, right? I mean, to his sons, to his daughter. I'm the same way, man. I'm going to stick up for my family, and I have nothing but respect for that. And the commentary about the Lakers and they drifted, I don't get into all that. That's not my business. That's Laker business. They can do what the hell they want. They're a storied franchise in this league, but I have a ton of respect for LeBron James, not only as a player, but how he always takes care of his family, and you got to applaud that in my eyes.
Are there things that you are better at as a coach because you grew up with a dad who was a coach, that you could imagine that maybe some of those things could be transferred to a player who grew up with a dad who's a player? Well,
I mean, the only thing I could think about, and again, I don't know this, but I remember being a young kid, and everybody, no one called me Michael. It was always, that's Brendan's son. It drove me crazy. I can't wait for one day when they're going to say, that's Michael Malone. His dad is Brendan. And I'm sure for Bronny, and this is way different because of LeBron's legacy, one of the greatest to ever do it, but I'm sure there's got to be a part of Bronny that just wants to be Bronny. Let me be Bronny James. Let me play this game. Instead of worrying about your dad and the footsteps and living up to his legacy, let him be him. And that's probably something that I'm sure he hopes. He wouldn't be where he is without everything his dad and his mom has done for him. But at the same time, man, let him have his own journey, because it's not the same as his dad.
One more. Is Aaron able to go tonight?
I believe so. Yeah, he was able to go through. We had a really light shoot around this morning, feeling better. So all signs are pointing to Aaron being available.
How much has it been sort of just precautionary with him, with everything that he's been through this season, and how much have kind of certain absences been he just absolutely can't play on a certain night?
Yeah, I would say it's more like the games that he's missing are more that he can't really go out there, and because you got to remember, and I think about this all the time, there's a big difference between, hey, Aaron can go out there and play, and he can go out there and play effectively. And so I think most of the times when he's not available to play, it's because calf, strain, ankle, whatever it may be, have been, I can't go out there and do my job. And obviously we know what Aaron means to this team, and every chance he's had a chance to play, he's played really well for us, but it's just been a very up and down season for him in terms of availability, and that's been really frustrating for him. And that's why it'll be great if with 16 to go, we can find a way to, because I think that starting group only has maybe 19 games on the floor together. And this is game 66. That's not a lot. So hopefully we can find a way to stay healthy and, attack these last 16 games.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.